This is my 4th time in a Tesla.
Okay.
And every time I feel like I get a tour because there's always something new that's come out that my buddies are excited to share with me, and I know there's been a lot of upgrades, a lot of updates.
Yeah.
Even watching the screen today, I can already tell there's a bunch of new stuff. So
that's it. And that's one of the funnest things about buying a Tesla. You're not buying a vehicle that it's like, these are the features you bought, what you bought, that's what you get. You're buying something that's live, that's organic, that's going to grow with you, that's going to evolve with you. And in fact, you can add features after the fact. So when I first bought the Tesla, this Tesla, I bought it without full self-drive or even autopilot. I bought it without any driving capabilities. And then a friend of mine showed me autopilot, which is the first step, which means that it's going to stay in between the lanes and it can park itself.
Okay.
And I said, that's super cool, and I bought it. And then my car had the ability to stay in between the lanes. So as soon as I get that gray steering wheel, that's telling me it's ready to do it, and then I can take my foot off the gas. And now it's in self-drive mode. And you know that because that steering wheel is blue, and you can see the margins, basically the lane lines that it's going to be driving in between. Someday you'll be able to get into the car and put in an address and just wake up there. Now it's not there yet by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, it was like, okay, you can buy it now, and little bit by bit the features roll out, and you get to kind of have them as they come out. So I bought that, and then a few months later Tesla announced hardware version 3, which was the 3rd version of the hardware for full self-drive. Now from that point on, any new Tesla was going to have it built in to the car. It was still something that you had to buy to activate, but all Teslas were going to have them built in. And they announced that if you had already bought it, which I had, they will put it into your car at no additional cost. So it didn't happen immediately. I waited for a while, and then one day I reached out to them and I said, hey guys, is it time for me to get my hardware version 3? And they said, what's your VIN number? And I said, well, yeah, this is my VIN number. And they said, yeah, looks like you're up, you're ready to get hardware version 3. So I brought it in. They gave me a loaner. They lent me a Tesla Model S. Awesome. And then it took a day, but I had a car to drive while they were doing that. And then they gave it back to me, and it had a hardware version 3 built into it. And so basically, what did that mean in addition to everything that I already had? Well, we're going to go into autopilot right here, and I'll show you guys. Basically, it can now identify stop signs and stop lights and road signs, and maybe it could already do that, but it could also see trash cans, which is kind of cool. But we see here on the screen what it can identify. So right here it's saying stopping for traffic control at 100 feet, and then we can see that it's got a red line here, which is saying it's not going to go past that red line. Now if it's red, it's going to stop there. If it's green, it's going to stop there unless I kind of say override. And the way that I say override is I give a little tap on the accelerator, and I basically say, yep, I acknowledge that it's there. And that's the genius of Tesla. So what Tesla is doing is it's utilizing the fact that it's rolled out features to give the public really sweet features on their autopilot, but it's also getting data back from the public to say, yes, the assumptions of the AI are correct.
Yeah, and so for this feature, you come up to a stop sign, and you see that you come up to a traffic light.
Yep. So it sees a green light, and we're gonna roll right through.
We'll go right on.
So it knew that it was a green light, but in case it wasn't sure, it said confirm, that it's a green light, and it'll drive through it. And the way that it does that is by saying, hey, why don't you tap the accelerator so that it knows to drive through. And so here we're driving past the dumpster. We see a little dumpster avatar.
And dumpsters in the yard. Yep,
and a little digital world. So here we are driving on a green light. All right, I'm going to tap the accelerator, and now it's going to drive through. So if I hadn't done that, it would have stopped at the green light. Wow. And again, that's that's a safety measure. That's how it learns. It's identifying traffic cones, which in that case was a fire hydrant. close enough. But that's the fun part about driving a Tesla, is you get to see it bit by bit, learning to identify new things. We just passed a car, there's a cyclist, there's a trolley, which it sees as a bus, close enough. And so we're gonna get to see that again as it's driving up to the green light, saying use accelerator, you know, to hone in on what it should do. And I did. I tapped the accelerator, driving through the green light. We're gonna see the turning arrows right here as we pass by them. So this was really fun to get. And again, I'm driving through the green light. I had to give it the go ahead. Yes, it is in fact green. And that's the amazing thing of Tesla, utilizing the fact that they have thousands and thousands of cars deployed on the road to constantly tweak and constantly improve, you know, the AI, to constantly improve its abilities. And something that I think is going to be fun. So here's a cyclist. We're going to see what happens. As long as that cyclist is in the road, it's not going to take it. So if I wanted to pass it, I could just hit the brake, and by hitting the brake, I'm overriding the autopilot. I drive around the cyclist and, you know, take over. Yeah. So it's definitely erring on the safe side.
Yep.
As a car driver, you get to learn the abilities of your vehicle.
Wow.
You get to learn what it can do.
Wow.
And it really does make your life a lot more convenient. So, you know, when is it the nicest? I love it the most if you're on a highway and you just have unobstructed driving, you know, for hours and hours and hours. It's really nice to have if you're in bumper to bumper traffic, because that stop go, it'll do that for you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. So
sure.
Tell me what that's like, because bumper to bumper traffic, it doesn't matter what car you're in, it's annoying. My wife has a standard, you know, that makes it an extra element to it.
Yeah.
But for this, it can handle that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So to me, the most annoying thing about bumper to bumper traffic is you've already resigned to the fact that it's going to take you another half an hour to get home.
Right.
You're in traffic. Welcome to Miami. It is what it is.
Right. You're already in it.
Yeah. So you've already resigned to the fact that, you know, you have another half hour shot. But to me, the most annoying part is stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. You have to constantly give it your attention.
That's all you're thinking about. No, it's true. And exactly, I mean, yeah, but it's the most mindless end of the day thing.
It's like getting poked, constantly poked. Stop now, go now, stop now, go now. And God forbid you don't go fast enough, somebody starts honking at you. So that, okay, now I go those extra 2 feet and then stop.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the deal. And with autopilot, you just put it in, you know, self-drive, you put it in autopilot, and then when it goes through that stop, go, it does that by itself. And you can relax. So we're going on Key Biscayne. Wow. And, you know, we got, you know, some driving now without lights, which is this is always fun, you know, to enjoy the beautiful scenery, you know. I mean, I live in Miami, so I've been here 100 times, but if I was a tourist and I was here for the first time, like, I would want to look out the window.
Exactly.
And I would want to be able to enjoy the scenery.
Yes.
If I was driving someplace I've never been before, on some roads that are notorious for being beautiful roads, I can put the car in autopilot, and, you know, obviously I'm keeping an eye on the road. You know, I'm driving safely, but I can look out the window periodically and enjoy the beautiful view. So right now, I mean, it's driving itself. I have my hands off the wheel, hands off, you know, the accelerator or the brake. We're rolling up on the red light now. It just changed red, so this will be fun. It's saying, look, it just changed it from green to yellow to red just as fast as it did in real life. And now it's saying stopping for traffic control in 100 feet, and that's it. Here we are. Stops right in front of the line. It's flashing blue. It's asking me just to give a little nudge to the wheel, which is our way of communicating with each other.
And just letting you know that you're still here.
You're still here. I'm still here.
I
agree with everything that you just did.
Yeah.
So it stopped at the red light. Light changed green. I'm gonna have to give it a little tap because it still requires me to confirm with it that green is green.
Yep.
Hasn't been wrong yet, but it took me a minute to learn that. So at the beginning when I first had it, I said, why do you keep stopping at green lights? And then I actually read what it was saying. And then, oh, okay, well, I can drive through red lights, through green lights if I just give it a little, give it a little nudge.
Give it a little, well, yeah.
Hardware version 3, as hardware in terms of, you know, RAM, in terms of physical computation capabilities, has everything that it needs to really have full self-drive. When we say full self-drive, we mean get into the car, type in an address, and arrive at that address.
Yeah.
This hardware has everything it needs to do that, but really what we're catching up with is, you know, the laws, right? You know, Tesla's going to have to make the case that this is massively safer than a person driving. And so the way to get there is exactly the way, you know, doing exactly what Tesla's doing, which is rolling it out feature by feature and, you know, requiring people to confirm, yes, the light's green, go. It's teaching the machine learning. You know, it's working out all those fringe cases.
Yeah, that was cool. We just passed a bunch of cones. Saw all the cones on the screen. So let's turn in to the village of Key Biscayne, see if we can find some stop signs to, you know, challenge the car to stop at. And look, it's a law-abiding citizen. It's driving the speed limit. So we're in Key Biscayne, you know, really chill, mellow residential neighborhood. It's driving the speed limit. It already knows that there's a stop sign 500 feet ahead. Yeah.
And so, you know, it even slowed down at the speed bump, past the garbage cans, past the car, past a motorcycle. It's telling us you got 200 feet left until we get to that stop sign. And here it is. It's at the stop sign. It stopped. Now I have to use the accelerator once it's stopped to then go through. So similar
to start to go again.
Exactly. So similar to what it does at a green light. It says here's a green light, use the accelerator to go. With a stop sign, it's going to say I stopped. Now tell me that I can go again.
Yeah.